guys, Wendy here, and I am coming to you with another perfume video. Guys, I have been not teasing you guys for a long time, but I have said in a couple videos that this video of the new Guerlain Millésime version of Shalimar is coming up. I bought this quite a while ago, right when this launched. I bought it, but I had such a backlog of videos to do due to me taking a break. I had not gotten to this. Also, I wanted to wear it for a little bit prior to doing the video. Guys, you have already seen me, unboxing Guerlain perfumes on this channel, so I think you know what the packaging looks like. I have already opened this, but this is the way it comes, and we have the fragrances in here and the samples that I ordered. This is one of my favorite reasons always for ordering fragrances from Guerlain, like I have told you, because I can get to choose samples of the Guerlain exclusive collection, which is quite expensive. So I love getting as many samples as I can. This is the packaging of this year's Shalimar Special Edition fragrance. As you know, the Millésime fragrances, they are always limited edition. And this year it is called Millésime Iris de Guerlain. This is Shalimar with an iris note. This is the way the fragrance looks. It is the same. You can say it is the same classic packaging, the 1925 version of the bottle. And I don't know if you can see here, I got my name engraved on the bottle. I did order prior to the fragrance being released. They did send out emails, and if you did the pre-order, then you could have the bottle engraved. I just wanted to show you guys my Shalimar collection. I mean, these are my favorite versions of Shalimar. This was last year's Millésime version. This was Tonker, and this is the Iris version this year. As you can see, the juice has a different color, but it is the same bottle. And I just have a lot of other versions of Shalimar. For example, this is Parfum Initial, this is Ode à la Vanille, this is Philtre de Parfum, and this one is the Souffle. This is the original, it is long discontinued, and this one is a very old vintage version of Shalimar. The engraving on here, it does add a bit of a nice touch to the bottle. As samples, I did pick up the Abeille Royale. This is the scalp and hair treatment. This is very expensive, this conditioner. So I jumped on this when they offered it as a sample. And then as fragrances, I got the new Guerlain exclusive. It is called Tobacco Honey. And then I got Angelique Noire. This is a fragrance that I like, but I have not gotten enough into it over the years to get a full bottle. So whenever they offer Angelique Noire as a sample, I always get it. When I received this fragrance and I sprayed it, I was disappointed. When I sniffed it, upon first sniff, you know, when you get a fragrance, you spray it, you sniff it, and a lot of times this initial testing for most people also in the department store will decide whether or not you get this fragrance. Guys, this was last year's version. It is called Shalimar Tonka, Millésime Tonka. I sniffed this and I was like, wow, this is my fragrance for fall. It had depth, it was warming, it was Shalimar in your face, but better. This one, when I sniffed it, it was the opening, it was thin. And I was like, is this really a Shalimar? Especially a special edition. So this was my opening thoughts on the fragrance. After, I would say, about 2 minutes of having this on my skin and sniffing it, the fragrance changed and it started to develop some depth. This fragrance, when it went on, it was citrus. I was not getting the iris note until I would say about 2 minutes. But when this note opened and when I could sense this note, I realized that this fragrance, it is not like your normal Shalimar. The opening of this fragrance, it did not immediately say to me, Shalimar in your face. It reminded me more of Shalimar Parfum Initial, which is this perfume. This version of Shalimar, it is now discontinued, but I loved this one. It was a more wearable version of Shalimar. When this fragrance is applied, it is all citrus, but then it develops into a woody iris fragrance. It has a very light, I would say, floral note. It is a woody iris, but it is not your typical Guerlain Shalimar with this leathery note. So the iris in here, it is not cloying, it is not overtly powdery, it is just beautiful. The top note, yeah, it's bergamot, and then the middle note, yeah, the heart note, it is listed on a lot of websites as being Italian orris root, but I could sense something else in this fragrance. On the Guerlain website, yeah, it states that in addition to the iris, there is also rose. By the way, I have seen on some websites, it is listing the heart note only as Italian orris root. However, on the Guerlain website, it says Guerlain selected the noblest and rarest of all iris variation, the pallida iris, when made into what is known as iris butter, it creates an addictive, silky and creamy facet, which is what is in this fragrance. The longer that this fragrance is on the skin, the creamier and the yummier, yeah, this iris note becomes. I am someone who's very picky about iris, and actually when I saw this was going to be Shalimar with iris, I was just like, oh, this is going to be a powdery bomb, and I don't think I am going to like this. I was so surprised that this was very airy, fluffy, and not a very stuffy iris fragrance. The base of this fragrance, it says it is caramel, vanilla, and musk. The caramel does add a bit of sweetness. I do get a nice dose of vanilla, but what is lovely, this fragrance, you get the iris note in the heart note and also in the base note. The iris is always present in the opening note. I did not get this very much, even though Guerlain says it should be there, but in the heart note and in the base of this fragrance, this lovely iris is always present. Similar to Shalimar Parfum Initial, when this came out, this is a very wearable version of Shalimar. It is light and it is not stuffy. This is a fragrance that I will wear everywhere. Guys, for me, this is a version of Shalimar that you can wear with jeans and a t-shirt, or you can dress this up. This version, I think it is office proof, it is everywhere proof. It is a younger, I would say, take on Shalimar. It is Shalimar, but it is Shalimar which is a bit more versatile. Guys, I have seen reviews where people are saying, this is not the normal Shalimar, it is missing this leather, this powdery note. But honestly, I think if this was done same as your normal Shalimar with this leather, very strong vanilla dose, and then you added iris, it would have made this, I think, very cloying. And this is one of the reasons why some people shy away from the older versions of Shalimar, is because it was sometimes very cloying. And if you add a powdery iris to this, I think maybe for us Shalimar fans, yeah, the old school fans of Shalimar, we would have still loved it, but I think a lot of people would have shied away, and it would have probably made this fragrance, I would not say unwearable, but a lot of people would have probably shied away from it. It does not have the overtly strong vanilla notes, yeah, which makes Shalimar Shalimar. This also has caramel, so I think the lighter vanilla note and the caramel, they are not fighting with each other. It's nicely balanced. I think if you loved Parfum Initial, you will definitely love this one. Also, if you are the person who always shied away from Shalimar because you thought it was too strong, too cloying, give this one a try. This is a different take on Shalimar. This one, I believe it is costing $135, and in Europe this is 122 euros on the Guerlain website, but I think at Parfumeries, when it gets there, it should be they are sometimes cheaper. Some of the Guerlain limited editions sometimes do not make it to your normal everyday department stores, but most of the high-end department stores and definitely the Guerlain boutiques will have this fragrance. This is really yummy. It is really a nice fragrance, and it is having a nice floral note. Like I said, some of the websites don't mention the rose, but on the Guerlain website, it does mention that there is rose in this fragrance. Guys, I wanted to do a review of the new Guerlain exclusive fragrance, which is called, what is it called? Tobacco Honey. This one, it needs its own video. This is a scent where I need time to describe it to you, to talk about it. This is really a Guerlain, I would say, exclusive. Some of the fragrances released in the last couple of years, I never thought they were unique enough to be considered Guerlain exclusive, but I think this Tobacco Honey, it is a Guerlain exclusive. This is really different. It is not for everyone. It is, I would say it is potent. So I am going to spend a bit more time with this, and I will be bringing this review next week. If you can get your hands on a sample of Guerlain's Tobacco Vanilla, you should. There are so many badly formulated tobacco fragrances out there. There are also some very good ones. This fragrance, it is so different. I want to give it its time and its space on my channel. So this one is still coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found this video to be helpful. And if some of you are Shalimar fans, please reach out to me. I do love the Shalimar fragrances. I do not love every flanker and every version of this Millésime limited edition that comes out every year, every 2 years, but they are some of my favorite versions of Guerlain. I have not done reviews of the old versions like the Souffle des Parfums and also Philtre des Parfums, because some of them are discontinued, but I will probably do a comparison video if you guys are wanting that. I do love this Souffle des Parfums version of Shalimar, and I do have a new bottle of the Philtre des Parfums. So please let me know what your favorite version of Shalimar is. Ciao guys, have a lovely weekend and hope to see you again on my channel. Tschüss!